Um, I don't know what possessed me. I think I do know. But, and we'll see how this goes. But today's live stream theme is the song that you would want to hear if you had a choice as you pass. And I know that's really heavy and really personal. So I don't want anybody to feel like they have to share that or request it or anything. It's only if you want to share that with us. And because this is such a personal thing that you're sharing, a very vulnerable and meaningful thing, I really want to make sure that everyone here agrees that this is a kind of a special live stream where criticism is not this is not the place for criticism of the song. It's just, you can think whatever you want, but please keep it to yourself. I want this to, for a lack of a better word, be a safe place, for people to share that song and for us to listen to it together. So it's all in appreciation of that music. It's in just sharing it. And if it moves you, if you love it, definitely, I think I'm encouraging you to share that. But yeah. So hopefully everyone thinks that's a good idea too, and we can all be on the same page about it. So and I totally trust that y'all will do that. But if for some reason something happens that's not feeling right, I'm going to ask the mods to just warn that person, just remind them. And then if it happens again, we might just have to remove you from the stream or time you out for a bit to kind of protect the safety. So I just wanted to say that. Also, because these songs are very specific, I'm not imposing any time limit because that wouldn't be relevant for what you would choose. And so, if it's a long song, so be it. But I would like to ask that your request includes the length of the song, so that I can just know that in advance and I can take that into consideration. I'm not saying I'm going to avoid all long songs, but I do want to be able to factor in the times of things to balance getting, a lot of good requests in, but also honoring that a lot of people are going to want things shared and we don't want to spend the entire live stream on 10 songs, right? So, so please put the length in there. If it's not in there, I may be less likely to pick it because I just don't have all the information. Also, you may not know this, but YouTube takes a really, I think, gratuitous cut of these super chats, and it's just something I've been living with for 5 years. But, once it started benefiting my mom, I don't know, it just made me kind of mad. And really, and other people were like, we didn't know that. We didn't know that like 35% of this is going to YouTube. So if you, don't want to go that way, there are new options, Venmo and PayPal. And the details are in the pinned comment there and also in the description of this live stream. Pretty easy to find. iximusic with my picture is Venmo, and ixi@iximusic.com is where you would send the PayPal. So I've got my phone, so I'll be regularly checking for those. And, but yeah, not required, just encouraged. And then if you could put your request in the Venmo or PayPal so that I have it there, that would be best. Okay. Is that all the business? So I guess part of what prompted this is I've been I guess, watching a lot of videos that are heavier than normal. And one was of a widow who was informing her audience that her husband, who had had brain cancer, had finally passed. And she was describing his last day. And she was talking about how all his friends came over and his family was there already. And they brought instruments and they just like played music for hours because he loved music. And it was in a way joyous as well as tragic. And so that kind of stuck in my heart. And I don't know, I think I'm just like in that phase where I'm grappling with mortality. You know, I think we all go through those phases in our lives. Maybe it's because we've lost someone, or we have a close call, or, you know, or yeah, I don't know. I think it comes in waves, and I think it gets more and more real the older you get. And I guess I just want to make it so that we can talk about it a little, you know, like I don't want to pretend it's not the reality and like stuff it down. I want to find a way to like gracefully and healthily bring it out. I don't know, again, if this live stream is the right time for that. I'm kind of experimenting. So I just wanted to say that. So yes, these are the songs that you would want playing if you had that choice. You know, the last thing that you would want to be listening to. Because I think we can all relate to just how meaningful music is to being alive. I mean, I think there are times when music saves our life. And on that note, I think a lot of us have had times in our lives, and may even be going through that now, where we didn't want to be here. So I also just wanted to take the opportunity to say that I'm happy that you're here. I'm going to cry. I'm grateful that you're here. And I hope that you stay. And if you ever feel like you shouldn't, call someone who knows what that's like. And I don't have on hand, I should have like, you know, a number. I should get that. But just know that I love you. If everything else feels like no one else does, I do. I'm sure people do though, and I'm really grateful to get to share music with you these past 5 years. Just, it's, yeah, I love music so much, and I love that you love music so much, and that we can have this experience together, even though we're like all over the world, is really cool. I wish I could see your faces, but we're working with what we have. I know this is a really long intro. Just bear with me. We can go a little bit over time. It's fine. So I think with that, I've set the container. Do Pax and Milo love you? I'd have to ask them. I'm gonna say probably. You know, cats. Maybe it depends on the day. I bet you Pax does. He's kind of more of a Labrador retriever. Milo, I don't know. Yeah. I also want to say, whatever you choose doesn't have to sound sad or anything. Like, it literally is whatever it is that you would want to listen to as you pass. What you would want, you know. It doesn't matter if we understand, you know, even if it's silly. I mean, who knows? Everybody, yeah. Venisentron, hold on, I'm going to hatch us into the FBI feed so we can all see each other's faces. All right. So, as usual, the first 30 minutes, starting when we start, is going to be anyone can make a request. There in the chat, you just put the song title, the artist, and the time, the length of the song at minimum. You can also say something about it. And then we'll switch to the donated chats, which can be done with Super Chat, Venmo, or PayPal. Okay. And I may periodically just remind everyone of these things and our agreement to make this a positive place to listen to these songs and share them. Okay. I just saw one that hits me. Not that I actually haven't decided what this song would be for myself, but I can see why this person chose this. And I think this is a beautiful place to begin. So let's do that. We're going to listen to Stone in Focus by Aphex Twin. And I don't remember what number that is. And their numbers, this is from Selected Ambient Works, which has just numbered tracks, and they vary because of the release. So I think it was at least originally number 19. I don't know. So I'm just going to, I think it's this one. I want to cry. Obadiah Bumbly, how am I going to make it through 2 hours like this? I'm wondering that too. Oh, wow. That is just... I don't know that I've actually listened to that entire track before. Maybe, but with this in mind, there's so much. It's like something that, for me, I'm sorry, I'm going to turn up my voice. My bad. Something that ambient music does for me is it makes it feel like I'm still. Like, I feel alive. Like there's movement, but there's also this timelessness, especially when there's no like real percussion. But it's interesting what that tick, tick, tick does. I was really listening to that at times and thinking it is changing, I think, tempo. It's really consistent for a while, then it goes away and it comes back and it slows down and then it speeds back up. It goes away and comes back. I was like, that is really affecting me. And, the song would be so beautiful just with the chords and that kind of beautiful bell kind of like melody, really gentle. The tick, tick, tick does add some kind of momentum that when it goes away, I was just like, it did feel like death. And then it came back and then it slowed down. And I just started thinking about like cellular life. And I don't know if this interests anybody else, but there's a social media account called Jams Germs? I'll find out. But he looks at microorganisms under a microscope and pairs it with beautiful music and often write kind of an essay about his own life. And there are some videos of the organism. Sometimes it's just a, unicellular organism dying. And I watch those over and over again. There is just something about, seeing something cease to exist. And it feels so profound. And it also just the fact that we're made up of cells, is also a part of it. It does feel personal, but it also feels like so beyond us because we're just one form of life on this planet. It feels like some of these organisms have been around for such a long time. It's just, I don't know. There's something about watching them that just, I am transfixed and I have every emotion. And so I was thinking about that too, about like this tick, 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 not being a clock, but just marking time and movement. And there's this one video of an organism passing where part of it is its contents is spilling out. It's one of the sides of it has just broken down and it's just, but the other part of it is still alive and is moving. And watching that slowly come to stillness, that's what I thought of when the ticking would slow down or stop. And then the chords, the distortion, the tone, the way that vibration feels really primal and it's low and deep. And then that beautiful, gentle melody feels so innocent. And it's these big tenths. See if I can remember. I'm gonna get there. This might be the wrong key. It's so simple. They're all major chords. It feels like tragic and like everything's okay at the same time, you know? There's something about major chords really slow, I think, that makes me feel that way. I actually haven't quite figured out the melody yet. It's really, really, really gentle. That can be my next project. So, all this to say, that was absolutely incredible. I don't know if I'll ever be able to hear it the same way again, but I don't really want to. Okay. Not sure if your super chat went through. Let me check for you. Oh, I don't think it did, me Morp. Shoot. I'll check again in a little bit. This might have to be a long stream. That's okay. Next, we're going to listen to Thumbnails by Morcheeba. I need to edit together like a 10-minute version of that for you, so it just keeps going. That is great. That's in Dorian, and that scale is, it's like it has the perfect balance, I think, of light and darkness. There's another scale that I think also does too, but this is the one that feels like enchanting to me. The song definitely has some funk, so it's like a little playful in this case. And I do think, like, I'm not sure the history of it, but I think a lot of blues that goes kind of outside of the blues scale ends up in Dorian also. And the first thing I noticed about this one is that it just sounds so good. Like, it's so well mixed, and there's so many textures, the depth and definition and punchiness of the bass, the crack of the cross stick, the little details of the acoustic guitar, and the kind of dreamy wateriness. I think there was like a keyboard, maybe a Rhodes or something, and then the synth, you kind of could hear it really well at the end, also had all that texture to it. It was just, and spark, there were like these moments that I would say were sparkly. So it felt like it just was like, it was like a joyous celebration of like sound, you know, as well as music. But it was just like, it felt very alive. It felt very like, you know, the best things in life kind of feeling to me. So it would be it's very like pleasurable to listen to, you know. So if you wanted to listen to one of your favorite songs that just makes you feel good, like this is, you know, and yeah, that's great. Dorian sounds like this. It also sound like this. So beautiful. So beautiful. I don't know that I know Morcheeba really. Is it all instrumental, or is that just like happens to be an instrumental? Yeah. Gorgeous. Okay. Next is Moby. A dark cloud is coming. Moby. Wow. Here's how that one felt to me. It felt like it feels like heavy, but also because of the lyrics, come for me now. There's this letting go, there's this like acceptance. It's really slow, which I think is part of why it has that heaviness. And, but yeah, I think the lyrics really did. It's so exposed, and there's there's that like kind of repetition of the lyrics. So I really like lyrics that do that just have like, a few lines that just repeat over and over and over again. I feel like every time I hear it again, it like sinks in deeper and I start to hear it differently. I mean, it's like, when you're trying to psych yourself up, you might like say something like, I can do it. Until you start to believe it. There's something about that repetition. I loved how the drums felt like whatever samples or loops that he sampled, he slowed them down and you could hear the effects of that. And so that also makes it feel like you're in a sort of altered state, right? Like things aren't quite normal and you might be sort of between states. They're low and just stretched, they've degraded. This one's all minor, by the way. The whole thing. It's just these minor chords. So that's another reason why I might have felt the heaviness of that, because to me, a minor key is very profound and serious. It usually doesn't feel very playful to me, whereas Dorian can. This one just like it just has this focused severity. It's intense, and it can. I think it can sound flowy and somewhat chill, especially if, depending on the production and everything. But yeah, this one just was like, it felt like I was becoming part of, like, I imagine lying down and like becoming part of the bed, like sinking into it, letting go, but sinking. Wow. I mean, I've heard Moby throughout the years. I remember Porcelain being a huge hit on the radio, and I really liked Porcelain, and I would always listen to it. I would never, ever skip it. I really, really liked it. And then I've heard some other things, and I've been like, that's great. That's, it's another great song. This felt like he tapped into something that I don't know if Porcelain is still so beautiful and has that gorgeous piano melody, but this one, I don't know. This is like a different level of Moby for me. Yeah. I can see why you picked it. Okay. Next is Elliot Smith, Angel in the Snow from New Moon, I guess is the album maybe?
Say you make a perfect angel in the snow, all crushed out on where you are. Better stop before it goes too far. Don't you know that I love you? Sometimes I feel like only a cold, still light that fell down here to lay beside you. Know that I love you. Sometimes I feel like only a cold, still light, only a frozen still light that fell down here to lay beside you.
Acoustic guitar, and that's there's strumming but also finger picking, right? Oh god, it's just so I think part of my like love of acoustic guitar is because of my mom's love of it, you know, and she would always, whenever she would put on something that had acoustic guitar, she would always say, "Oh, I love acoustic guitar," you know. It's I can hear her voice saying that. It's definitely folky. Absolutely. Yeah, that's beautiful. That one strikes me as like the person who requested it loves Elliot Smith. And, you know, that music has been a part of their life probably a long time. And it's just one of their favorite songs, you know, something that they would want to hear. And you're right. It did have a waltz feel. I think it was, you know, I would say it's 6/8, which is kind of, it's very waltzy. It's in threes. So you feel that. Yeah. Or 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And his harmony is always so beautiful to me. I haven't heard a lot of Elliot Smith. You guys have requested. Some beautiful chords. It doesn't fit in a scale. God, isn't that just stunning? And there's a flat 6 chord. Gorgeous. And I love how intimate. I feel like listening to his voice is very comforting. It's so intimate, you know? It's always like double tracked and dry, and it just feels like it's right there, you know? Melonster, did you tell us what you would listen to? I don't think I've decided. I don't think that this is something I've thought about. I love music so much, and it's surprising I haven't really thought about that. And I think for a lot of us, it is hard to choose one thing, right? I mean, it would be like, this is my dying playlist, right? Like, and I was thinking about, you know, my mom and, you know, if she has a choice to listen to something, and I know what it's going to be, and it's going to be, you know, some of them are going to be Tool songs. And I've been thinking about that and realizing that Tool is now forever linked to her. And I was like kind of grieving that it's never going to be something I can listen to just the way I used to. You know, like Tool now is a part of my mom, and it will be painful and beautiful to listen to it in the future. And I was like, oh my God, wow, I didn't even think about that, you know? And, yeah, anyway. You need my choice in 7 years' time. Oh, maybe if I can be, you know, half of a robot by then, maybe I could make it 70 more years. Yes, you can change, Hatter Hanso. We'll do the best we can. Try not to rush this. It just feels like wrong to rush it. So, you know, we'll see what we can get to. I already decided the stream is going to go more than 2 hours. And I do have that time today, which is great because I don't always have time afterwards. We're just going to see how we feel emotionally, physically, you know. And I probably should take a break to move my body at some point. Just rush the process of listening to these and talking about them and, you know, picking them and all that. Yeah. Okay. Are you ready for Radiohead? This one is an interesting pick. I'm curious how it will hit you. I think many of us have heard this song, How to Disappear Completely, from Kid A. You know, I think this is a song that may have come from depression, you know, or a very difficult, traumatic time, dissociating, self-protection, numbness, you know. And I've never really listened to it any other way, and now I will.
That's not me. I go where I
down the living. I'm not here. This isn't happening. I'm not here. I'm not here. In a little while, I'll be already passed. Yeah, it's gone. And I'm not here. This isn't happening. I'm not
I was listening to the lyrics differently than I normally do. I was thinking about there's almost this feeling of like, I mean, there's definitely imagery of just, being sort of disembodied. And, him saying, that's not me. That's not me. A lot of people that have had near-death experiences report that experience, which I think is really interesting. Like, this, the consciousness, like, and at one time I had it wasn't a near-death experience, but I was incredibly anxious, and I was talking. I was like kind of talking, and like it was kind of a public speaking situation, and I was so anxious, and I felt like it was like some weird dissociative thing where I felt like I was like coming like up. I was like not really in my body the way I normally am. But I was like up here or something, and I could see that I was talking, and I kept talking. It wasn't like I didn't know what I was saying. I like kept talking, and yet my awareness was like also on myself, as if it wasn't quite me. And I was thinking in the moment, I was like, I'm doing this so that I'm not stressed about talking. It was this weird like meta analysis of like, oh, I must be really freaking out right now. I'm like trying really hard not to be here and feel all of this. And so I'm like floating up here. And it was just a bizarre feeling, So, and I'm not going to go into like my personal beliefs about stuff, but I know a lot of people hold a belief that we're spiritual beings in a meat suit, or so, like we're. It's like what Tool talks about all the time, And so I was listening to the song kind of through that lens of like, instead of dissociating, just actually like the idea of your spirit, like, leaving and going, that's not actually me on the bed there. I'm floating. I'm walking through walls. So that was really interesting. Also, I just can't help but notice just how beautiful that song is, and it's very painful, I think, in a lot of ways because of the dissonance in the strings. There's that dissonance at the beginning that just won't leave. The song starts and everything is like, you're strumming an acoustic guitar and the bass is doing this beautiful thing and Tom's singing, and yet there's this note, maybe it's a chord that's just like so at odds with everything else and left over from the way it began and all that confusion, and it just won't leave. And it finally leaves, but then there are moments near the end where that feeling comes back, which I always interpret as kind of like an anxiety, and so I was kind of listening to that differently. But yeah, it's just such a beautiful song. That last part, where Tom is more kind of oohing, and it's just so, depending on how you hear it, the first chord could be interpreted as a flat 6 chord with a minor key center, but it could also be interpreted the other way around. That would be really interesting because it's so slow and it's just the 2 chords. It's like, which one of these chords do you identify more with? Being sort of the place where you return, the minor one or the major one? I've always identified with the minor one. I'm like, oh yeah, that's familiar. Also, I just want to say, just because a few messages have popped up that made me think, because of how I introduced the stream, I just want you to know I'm fine. I have had mental health struggles. Who hasn't, honestly, at this point? Long time ago, depression and ideation, and then I've had issues with anxiety for sure, but my mental health now is great. I am in such a good place, resilient, and I'm just middle-aged and thinking a lot about death, that's all. So yeah, but I'm okay. I just don't want you to worry. Okay. Next, So there's one more request that's not a donated request that I'd actually like to keep for the very, very, very last song. I know that one, and I think that's gonna be the last song for this last song's live stream. Yeah. Yes, me Morp, absolutely. It's interesting y'all are talking about the idea of flying. You like the idea of flying, but being on an airplane is a nightmare. I think those are really different, you know? Like flying in your dreams, but being in an airplane, you don't have any control. I think that's really different. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for your requests here in the chat. It's time to switch to the donated requests. So, I'm going to just look in here and see what we have in here. Okay. We have three requests in Venmo and in PayPal. So I'm going to kind of rotate around a bit. Okay. Don't see anything in PayPal, so I'm wondering. I do seem to have a secondary account. I can't figure out why I have it, and it's connected to like an old email address I don't have anymore, but I should still be able to log in. So let me just see if they went there for some reason. I never really know. Okay. Oh, maybe I'm still logged into that one here. Maybe that's what happened. Oh yeah, never mind. I was logged into the wrong one here. Okay. All right. We're going to be just fine. Okay. Don't panic, anybody who was like, "Where's my PayPal?" I'm sure it's there. Okay, there we go. All right. 1, 2. I wish it kind of cuts off the message to some degree, so that's kind of annoying. Is there any way I can see all of it? Maybe let me log in here. Sorry for all this. Let me log in on the computer since that's easy to do and see if it'll show me more of your messages. I just realized that. Sorry. Okay, we're gonna be just fine. Bear with me. Okay. Okay, I found a way to see the whole message. Great. Okay. I don't want to dox anybody, so I'm not going to say, I got something from so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. So if you want to make sure that I got yours, you can tell me what you requested and I can match it up. Okay. We got a lot. All right, let's keep moving. There's a bear with me? Yeah, there's a bear with me. Always. Okay. All right. Oh, this is different. We have a request for Frank Zappa. Watermelon in Easter Hay prequel live at its Odeon Hammersmith in London in 1978. Wow. Okay, I believe I found it. Is this it? This is legitimately so pretty. He's getting funky now. It's so pretty. It's in between keys. That's interesting. Why is it in between keys? I'm not tuned wrong, right? No? Okay. Well, anyway, it's kind of between E and D sharp, so I don't know. But anyway, so it's like this, dun, let's start there. Pretty. So it's really just two chords. It had that 4-to-1 sound, which I find to be a very emotionally full set of two chords. Two major chords. It's from the major key, and yet it feels like it encompasses everything, and it doesn't feel like happy, and it's just, it's really beautiful. And I love the way there's that bass line, which is kind of this riff that goes down the major chord and up the other one, but with some beautiful, more dissonant chord tones, sevenths and ninths and things that add a little bit of that rub that is so, we need some friction to balance out all of the things feeling like they just fit perfectly. We need some things to be suspended and to be colliding and pushing and tension. It's just so beautiful. That is definitely a different vibe for Frank Zappa than what I'm used to. It feels, it does. It almost has a reverence to it. He got a little bit like, he started having a little like fun with it. I think near the end, he got like kind of bluesy over it. But it did seem, I don't know. It did have a different vibe to it, and it did feel really life affirming, and poignant. Yeah, that's what it was. It felt poignant. That's so nice. Great. Beautiful. I'll have to send that one to Mom. I don't think she's ever heard it, and I think she'll like it. Oh my. Okay. Ooh. Head Eraser has requested Tchaikovsky. Hymn of the Cherubim. Now, I don't know which recording, necessarily to pick. I'm going to go with the first hit. I think this might be the same these first two results I think are from the same performance, so. it anymore. Oh my god. This is so beautiful. Fuck. Oh my god. Wow. God. There's something about a choir. It's just so I mean, it's the most human thing there is, you know. Is the voice. Fuck. Yes, I've sung in choir. Oh my god. The thing about that one is that I wouldn't say that has a melody. That is basking in chords. I love harmony so much. It's like at the core of it all, that's what I love. I mean, I love rhythm too. But like to me, a melody isn't anything without the harmony that it's relating to. So it's all really harmony for me. And that's just like living inside of the chords and the story that chords tell when I listen. You know, those feelings of surprise, of that satisfaction when you know it's going somewhere. Sometimes you even know where it's going and it goes there. Sometimes you don't know, but you know it's going somewhere, and then it surprises. It's like so overwhelming, the feelings, when it like twists in a way you couldn't have ever imagined. And the dissonances and the consonances, that balance, that yin, that yang, you know, because you and what that does emotionally, you know, how you interpret that, the falling, the rising, things staying the same while other things move, and then just all of these things I feel like I'm interpreting as some kind of narrative, or like a flash of a moment in my life, or a feeling, or, you know, it's like it all comes down to just like, it just feels so human, and to come from voices like that, and the crescendos, and the, you know, the contrast, and the dynamics, and the energy, I mean, it's just stunning. And I don't know if I've ever heard that. I don't recognize that. So thank you for introducing that to me and to everyone else if they haven't heard it either. Thinking of it as the last thing you hear was also just, you know, an extra level of profundity. My God. I think that this is a very significant thing we're doing. And I want to thank everybody for sharing this, you know, very personal thing. And I see a cat. I've gotten so many requests, and I think that I would like to do this again tomorrow. but I'll just, since I have so many requests that I can easily refer back to in Venmo and PayPal, I can just take them and carry them over. And I probably can figure out a way to pull from the super chats as well. I think that there's a section in YouTube where I can see a list, as long as I can determine what day, they come from. I think I should be able to. Anyway, so I think we'll do this tomorrow. And I'm thinking I have some doctor's appointment, follow-up for my ankle. So I'll just check what that time is. Oh, good. It's in the morning. Okay, so I should be able to 12 noon tomorrow. And I'll just demonetize it, so you can't even make a request. Unless people really want to. I don't know. I guess we'll figure it out. And, get to more of them. This just feels different, and I don't want to shortchange everybody. So let's do that. That makes me happy. Okay, thank you, Clores. That'd be great. That'd be really great. Thank you. Okay. All right. Next. Julia, can you remind me what you requested? I'd like to do yours next, but I already forgot what it was. I hope you're still there. Oh my gosh. I just saw another request and I'm like, oh my God. Okay, while we wait for Julia, and I can also message her on a Discord, we'll do Jeff Maldonado's request. Pneuma by Tool. Okay, this one. So this one, I really get this one being one of the last things you want to hear, because it's all about that perspective I was mentioning before, that, we're really not our body, and, incredibly comforting, I think, and profound perspective. But yeah, this also has now a new layer, because this is now one of my mom's absolute favorite songs, and she was just going on and on about it yesterday. Okay. This is a long one, so get ready. 12 minutes. But I actually don't know this one very well. Like, I've watched the drum cam a few times. And I've listened to the studio recording maybe twice. So it's good. I'm glad we're doing this.
reach out beyond this flesh. Become Pneuma. We are will and wonder about you. Recall, remember, one breath, one word, one spark, sun becoming. Child, wake up. Child, release the light. Wake up now, child. Wake up. Child, release
That low
the
voice.
light. Wake up now, child. About you, this flesh, this guise, this mask, this dream. Wake up, remember, we are born out of one breath, one word. We are all one spark, sun becoming.
Go off, Danny. So is that a guitar that just sounds like a synth? Imagine it is. Well, maybe not, because now I hear the guitar. They couldn't help themselves. One more time. Okay, why when it's basically like a instrumental chorus, the part that's in 4/4. Why does the guitar sound so? Those are like the best sounding power chords I've heard in my entire life. You know, like they're just, it's like, the way they're like the way it's resonating with itself is so mathematically perfect, and the distortion, the tone, everything is so good. It gives me, again, I've never had the goosebumps to music, but it gives me the like psychological equivalent of that, where I'm just like, ah, like, you know, I'm like overwhelmed. I can't, man. I love Danny Carey doing like the polyrhythm, the da-da-da-da-da-da-da, with the cross stick, and then he like fades it kind of out and then comes back in. Those dynamic changes amongst all the other things he's doing. So good. It's in D minor. I know. What? D minor, the key of Tool. Some people say it's the saddest key. No, I think it's the Toolist key. It's the Toolist key. That's a great song. The drums are just, I mean, so good. It's great. And this, I don't even know how many of those I'm supposed to play. It's very pretty and very minor. It's like almost all the minor scale. And then finally a chord change. Okay, now we've had the whole scale. And then I just need this out of here. No, E. But it sounds like so good on his guitar. Oh, man. So good. Okay. Great. All right. Next is Together by Nine Inch Nails. This seems to be sort of the collective, like I've had so many people tell me that this song track stood out to them from Ghosts 5, also called Together, from the pandemic, 2020, I think. And it was, it is a really special track. And I have transcribed the piano part, if you're interested. I don't know that I posted it anywhere. I know I sent it to someone who wanted it. But it is really amazing. It is really special. So I get it. Yeah. We'll see if I can hold it together through this one. I don't know. I think one of the things I love about this one is the Trent's got his, I believe, his vocal pads where he kind of is, and they just like go forever. These continuous, and I think because when I transcribed the piano, I pulled the stems apart, and I was surprised by how many layers there were, and I believe I was like, oh, there's so many of his voice in here. I didn't realize how much of his like oohing and ahing and ahing there was, and also in his falsetto, and you know, something I think he really has always done, but like the frail being like the first time I feel like I heard him do that. And then another notable one is from 2018, This Isn't the Place. And anyway, okay, so here we go. God. You want to get up there? Okay. Here you go. God, that's so... I mean, it does feel like angels. It does feel like ascending and departing. It feels... It's very bittersweet, I think. It's reverent. It's poignant. Careful, honey. That last part. Well, actually, thank you, Milo. Oh, wow. I just realized I wore the perfect... This is my mom's art, by the way. I keep meaning to tell y'all about it. But we scanned and found a bunch of her hand-done pen and ink artwork from when she was like 24, 23. This was in the 70s. And we've scanned a lot of things, and we've been able to print a couple of them. But, I just wanted to show you because I did create a store for her in case you want to get some cool art and support my mom. This is the Lady of Calais. I feel like I'm kind of wearing her dress a little bit. Hers is still very much cooler than mine, though. And this was originally like 4x6, and she drew all of that hair by hand. And that's just incredible to me. And then this is Cain and the sun. Also highly detailed. And we put the sun on a shirt as well, and the sun on a mug. Anyway, I will... If you just search for... Oh, yeah, okay. Thank you, Arash. Yeah, if you search for Fourth Wall and Reppy, you'll see it. But yeah, I just definitely want to keep reminding people who both want cool art and want to support her that this is out there. And it would mean a lot. Her birthday, by the way, is in 3 weeks. And we're planning to do like our birthday celebration the day before and then do a live stream on her birthday because it's Saturday that we would normally do it. So that should be really fun. Really, really fun. Special live stream. Okay, that was just so, yeah, that, the last part, by the last part of Together, I mean the part where the piano actually stops and you get these sort of warm vibration chords. It's like, and they kind of swell. And there's that like synth or something that goes, that moment has always felt like it puts me in a different, like an altered state or something. And it has always felt like something really significant happens there. I think I'm realizing the distortion is actually, it's easy to associate distortion with just like distorted guitars, but distortion it just has a texture that is really, it can almost feel like something like bleeding or something, like I get all these like visuals in my head when I hear distortion, and there's some level of degradation, and yet it doesn't feel like there's been any loss. It's like you've like enhanced. It's like more of itself or something, even though it's actually kind of like muddying things. It's not clearer, but I don't know. It's just, yeah, it feels a little outside of like normal life sometimes. That's just such a pretty song. Yeah, I really should go back into that transcription and double check that it looks good and publish it. It's very long. Luckily the song it's the same piano part twice. So you really only have to, learn how to play half of it, and then it just repeats. But every single bar is different, pretty much. So it's just a lot to keep track of. And I imagine a lot of it was just improvised as a result, little changes here or there. Good request, Julia. Okay. All right. Oh my. King Yellow has requested Broadcast Before We Begin. Probably my favorite song from an emotional perspective. Trish Keenan's voice is so wistfully haunting.
The salt will spill again.
Speaking of distortion, there was distortion on those drums. You can really hear it when they get low. That was so sweet. Sorry, I knew I was going to do that. Beautiful major key 7th chords. Sorry, I did it again. Sorry. So this one as your farewell song feels like, it feels more like comfort, you know, and like good memories, and has a much more kind of uplifting like way of leaving, you know, with a smile. It's just so sweet. It has, I think, like a very earnest, like, innocence to it, and there's something very like easy feeling about it. Yeah, it feels really positive, you know. It's so cool. Very pretty. Very sweet voice as well, yes. Okay. Next, we're going to do, just a moment, let me grab the message. One more from Super Chats next, and then I'll go back to the PayPal Venmo. Charmin Somerset. Ride. Vapor Trail. Flying back from LA, bad turbulence. I listened to this on loop because if we were going down, I wanted beauty in my ears. Massive love, Ixie.
First you look so strong, then you fade away. The sun will blind my eyes. I love you anyway. Thirsty for your smile, I want you for a while. You are a vapor trail in a deep blue sky. Tremble with a sigh, glitter in your eye. You seem to come and go, I never seem to know. And all my time is yours as much as mine. We never have enough time to show our love. Oh,
I feel like that's another feel good, like you said. I mean, you played it to comfort yourself. You played it to feel like, to just be surrounded by something that feels beautiful and good and makes you happy, And it's I think part of what makes it feel that way is, it's got real poppin' drums and a lot of great. There's like this snare that kept going like dun 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 dun. It's a little swingy, which gives it that just like kind of upbeat feel. And the strings were so sweet too. It's in a major key. His voice I thought was very like soothing and sweet, and yeah, very, very nice. E. Nope. Come here, keyboard. I guess it went to, sorry, like that, yeah. Right, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I like that there's been a mixture as well. It's good I'm not just crying the whole time. So sweet. Well, I'm glad the plane landed safely. Yeah, okay. All right, we're going to pop over to PayPal. Okay, logged me out. How dare you? Aw, I just have to read this message. I just want to send you my love. I was very touched by your opening monologue on the stream. So thoughtful and kind and warm-hearted. You're just great. I'll let others make their requests tonight. Take care and thanks for everything you do, Will. That's so lovely. Thank you. Aw. Great. Here I go. Crying again. Ah. Which is okay. You can make me cry all you want. Okay. Is White Box Media on the stream? For some reason, it doesn't have a message. So I'm not sure what you requested. If you're still here, let me know. Okay, someone has requested Sigur, which I think is perfect, and feels that it's way too long, and requested just the last 5 minutes. So I think the song is 13 minutes long, but we're going to do the whole thing. Yes, we are. This is called the Death Song. Pronounced Sigur. Thank you. This is gorgeous. happen again. Can I just talk about that ending really fast? He's got this gorgeous delay on his voice that feels really haunting. Julia, if you're still here, that reminds me of Carol Ann, the Valhalla delay preset we're both obsessed with. But the way they intentionally leave him alone at the end and then dry up all of the delay, all the wetness, until it's dry as a bone and it sounds like he's just right in your ear. Holy shit. That one is intense. You know, it's slow. I was listening to it and I have to say it was like I was thinking, imagining this being the last thing I ever heard and noticing how beautiful it was, you know, and how it transcendent it felt and how painfully human it was. And then also I kept being drawn into this feeling of like mourning, like it felt, yeah, I couldn't stop thinking about being left by someone who's passed. That one just kept pulling me back to that feeling. Like just grief. But it was everything. I mean, it was everything. Long, long chords that you just feel and become still inside of. And there are these moments where, you know, this one spot and his voice would be going up and he'd hit that chord and I'd feel it. I'd feel like I need to cry, and then I'd go, I'll bet it's the flat six. If I'm listening to music when I die, I'm going to be like, oh my God, a flat six chord. Is that a flat six chord? Okay, now I can go. I can't quite remember, but I think it would be here. So he was like, and I was like, oh God. Yeah, I'll have my bell with me. Just knock it over. Oh man, that was wow. I'm glad we listened to the whole thing. But though I appreciate you, you know, normally, yeah, we wouldn't be doing 13-minute long songs, but this is a different kind of live stream. Oh, God. And his voice is so unique. Would you like to be held? With Pax. So both my cats like to be held. And Mr. Pax, he likes me to just kind of carry him around. And I'd bring him to like each window. And then he wants me to, I just put lip gloss on, but I'll rub my mouth into his back of his neck here. And then he looks back and asks for more. I just imagine, like, you know, if when he was a baby, you know, that his mama would probably, you know, grab on his scruff a lot, right? And carry him and, you know, and I notice when they're like cleaning each other, they'll like do that. So I was like, well, I can't obviously bite him because that would be gross. But I can just like rub my face all in that. And he just loves it. And I love the way he like looks back to ask for more. It's so cute. But that's how I carry him. And sometimes I'll just slip a hand, like kind of, his little legs will like dangle on either side. And Milo's so tiny though that I put her over my shoulder, and then she kind of sits sort of on my arm, you know, and she does the boneless and then rubs her head all over my shoulder. It's just like truly some of the most happy little moments of my day is carrying my cats around. And they're purring, and it's just such a bonding experience. But sometimes he just comes and sits down next to me and looks at me, and I'm like, what do you want? And then I think, well, maybe he wants to be picked up. Right now, I'm not sure what he wants, but he obviously wants attention. He's probably like, okay, Mommy, it's time for you to not be here. It's time for you to go downstairs and like play with me or give me a treat or carry me around, whatever. Look at that sweet baby. All right. We're going to end the stream in 17 minutes. And I have the one 5-minute song from earlier that I'd like to end the stream with. So let's pick one more, not super long one for today. And then I will see you tomorrow if you're available at 12 p.m. Central. If you're not to worry. There will be a replay where you can watch the whole stream and see the live chat go by like it's live. And if for any reason the stream gets blocked, I download them and upload them straight to my YouTube, Patreon for free. So you can just watch it there because they don't have the same restrictions there. Yes, baby, I know. So it's all going to work out. All right. Let's see. Yes, you're a good baby. You're such a good baby. So when I see you tomorrow, I mean, I'm going to keep going with these requests that you've made today. Different than normal. It's not the new norm. It's just for this. It's special. Okay. Oh. All right. Jason requested Angelo Badalamenti, Mysteries of Love from Blue Velvet. I don't know this movie. I don't know what this, was about, but to me, it feels really reverent. I kept imagining an organ. These big, lush chords. Very reverent. And, synth pads, but also sounds like some strings as well, which is just so beautiful. Strings are so emotional. I think the way they can swell. I do think I think instruments that can sound voice-like can be just really emotional. It just, and her voice was so pretty. This one feels, just, there's kind of a stillness to this one too. It feels like peace. And it does kind of feel like dying. Oh my gosh. Okay. One more for today. And then tomorrow the stream continues. If you can make it. If not, replay. I have cat hair on my mouth. Not surprised. Our last one for today is M83, and the song is called Outro. I don't know what album it's from, but I assume it's from the end of an album. And I recently listened to the whole thing because I'd only heard clips of it on social media. I remember thinking, what is that gorgeous song that feels like everything in life rolled into one, And it's this song. And I just remember thinking, like, this is so painfully human. And it is so joyous and so tragic, and it's everything in between. And it also just feels like a celebration of everything it means to be human, It's like, it's so, the way it expands is just amazing. So I'm excited to hear it again. It looks like it's from the album Hurry Up, We're Dreaming, if I'm looking at the thumbnail correctly. Okay, I want to make sure I find the right high quality version. Maybe I'll just use streaming for this. Okay, Pax. One more, baby. Would you believe that that doesn't have any flat sixth chords in it, and yet it feels so, sorry, overwhelming. Like, it's just... Okay, my dress is caught in my chair. Okay. God. Okay, I can't wear this dress ever again. I'm sorry. I love how... I love how when it comes back, you know, it starts with some synths and then it kind of fades away into this, you know, it almost feels like the you know, the expansion of the universe, and then there's that hypothesis that the universe will then contract and it'll just start over and it'll go back forever and ever. Most people believe it'll just be heat death. But anyway, it's a neat thought. But it's like, you know, there was this sort of low rumbly, like underwater feeling, you know, of like not really being conscious. And it was sort of like expanding a little bit and contracting, expanding, contracting. And then this comes out of that, you know, it blossoms out of it and it has strings this time. And it all just kind of comes in like it was always there and you just like woke up to it, you know? And then the drums start, great drums. And, you know, this vocalist, for something about their music reminds me of childhood. And, oh man. This has been an intense few hours for us, hasn't it? How's everyone doing? And, you know, he doesn't sing for very long, but the way that it expands into the I don't care is just, I don't know. It's overwhelming. Everything is expanding. And you feel like he's just becoming like a being of light. And he's just like, yeah, it maybe there is something about it that makes me feel like it's like flashbacks of your whole life, you know, in quick succession. And the I don't care feels like letting go, you know, and just, it's amazing. really should listen to the whole album. It looks like it's actually like a 2-disc album, so it's pretty, but it must be good because like for that to be the outro, like that. Wow. And I was noticing part of another reason why I felt like it was ever expanding until the end, when it kind of just, comes back down to just like a little piano, but is because the strings are actually playing the same chords, but they are being voiced, which is like how the notes are actually being arranged. They're being voiced higher and higher, or more and more strings are playing the chords using higher notes. So it just sort of is. So like, for example, on the piano, if I were like, doing, what was it? D. And then, the next time I'd be like, sorry. And then what was it? G. Sorry. And then D, right? And then G. Shit. So it just felt like it kept getting, I mean, the low end was stayed, but like higher and higher and higher, which, oh man. So good. Has that been in a movie? I feel like it has to have been. Someone would be stupid to not have put that in a movie. Pax, you're blocking the chat. Hang on, let me see if I can move it over. Okay, friends. I'm going to say goodbye to you for today. I hope to see some of you tomorrow if you can. I know it's a Monday, so people work and everything. Please don't get fired for this. It's not worth it. There's going to be a replay. So no worries. But I do want to get 2 more of these requests and honor you sharing that very personal song with everybody. So we won't do any of the free chats. We're just going to go right into these. Tomorrow, 12 noon. So I'll see some of you there. And remember, Pax loves you. I can tell. Look at that ear. Can you see it? He's listening. I'm grateful for you. I like to think that in some small way, we're all making each other's lives a little bit better. And I think we underestimate how much just being ourselves, just connecting with other people, how that can impact other people. I don't think you really know like how much it matters, what you do, what you say, and how you treat people. So you make my life better, and I hope I make your life a little better. All right. Hug it out, y'all. Pax. I can't end the stream. I can't see buttons. Okay, here we go. Okay, everybody. I will see some of you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.